Hi there guys, welcome to today's video. In this video we will be looking at the different options there are at the moment when it comes to using royalty-free music in your video content. So stick around and we'll be diving in soon. Okay guys, so we're going to be diving straight into the computer. We're going to look at a few websites of some of the well-known music platforms out there where you can download royalty-free music content, and some of the lesser known ones as well. But there's an interesting twist at the end, so make sure you stick around until the end of this video, where I'm going to be telling you what my personal preference is when it comes to a website for music downloads. Okay guys, let's dive in. So first of all, we have this site here called Epidemic Sound. Now this is a very popular website. It's got some quality tunes on it, really has. I've used this myself. Some really top-notch tunes that are great and very modern, very up to date in terms of the style. So definitely worth checking this out. Some top-notch YouTubers use this. This is their sort of current plans at the moment. So you've got personal, commercial and enterprise. Now I'm not going to be diving deep into the different comparing all the different sort of licenses and things with each website at the moment. This video is just intended to give you a bit of a feel for what is actually available at your fingertips. I would recommend doing some research into each website before committing to a subscription to make sure that it will fully meet your needs. But initially I just wanted to show you the different possibilities really. So yeah, Epidemic Sound is definitely worth checking out. Now a personal one covers you for YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch and podcasts, and you can add one channel per platform. You can have unlimited followers and views, includes monetization. So monetization, by the way, means that if you start allowing adverts to play over the top of your videos, where you'll receive some money from that, that's what that's about. It doesn't mean that you can necessarily use it for paid advertising. So if you're in the market for a website that's going to allow you to use music for paid advertising, I believe, having used this from experience, you will need to pay an additional fee if you're going to use a track in for paid advertising for this website. And also this is also strictly tied down to a certain channel. So if you wanted to use it elsewhere, so say you've got a YouTube account and you want to use it on YouTube, that's completely fine, but you can't, strictly speaking, use it sort of for sort of a home video or somewhere else really. That's not going to be used on YouTube. So it just depends on your needs really. You can use it for YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and Twitch, and you know, you have one channel per platform, but it is quite heavily restricted, I've found, Epidemic Sound. But for some of the top-notch YouTube creators that I follow, they all use this, so definitely worth checking it out, but just you've got to sort of weigh up whether it will actually meet your needs. Now the next big one that a lot of people use is something called Artlist, artlist.io. And again, some of the big brands use this. And I believe this license, I haven't used this myself, but I know there's some very good content on there. You've also got the possibility to have some sound effects on there as well. I'm not sure if that will come in your subscription straight away, but there's a great variety of top-notch music. And this one, I believe the license is more is less restrictive than Epidemic Sound and enables you to do a lot more with it. So definitely worth checking out Artlist. I'll just tab over to the pricing to give you a feel. So you can see here it's music and sound effects is £25 a month, and it's billed at £300 yearly. And you've got if you just wanted music, which probably most of you guys would, is £16.60 per month and billed $200 yearly. So I don't think it's got the option to actually do monthly payments. I might be wrong there, but basically it looks as though you'd have to get billed, you know, $200 basically on an annual basis. So something to consider there, but a very good site. I know a lot of content creators who use that, and it is top notch. Personally, I don't use it, and I haven't had much experience with it as well. Another site that's very popular, again, I haven't used this one, is something called MusicBed. Something I've heard of. I can't say I know exactly what the quality of the music is like, but again, big brands are using it, and I suspect it's got some very good high quality music on there, but something certainly to look into. Let's have a look at the pricing page here. So pay over 12 months or pay annually. So it looks as though you can pay monthly with this one, which is a bit more flexible. So individual use, you've got personal use, not for client work. So that's a restriction there you need to be aware of if you're doing, you know, video work, I guess, for clients. Web, YouTube, Facebook, monetization, that's that basically for that one. And then for business, there's various other added benefits there, and obviously enterprise there as well for larger brands. So typically you would be looking at either individual or business, and the great thing about this one is you can pay monthly or pay annually, so that's nice. Still fairly costly though in comparison to say if we go back here, just the music alone is $16.60 and this one's $19.99, but obviously with this one you are paying on an annual basis. And if we go down to the payments here, so personal is £10 a month here, which is good, but there's quite heavy restrictions on this one. And that's that. So overall, it's just a case of weighing up which is right for you. The next popular option is something called Soundstripe. So for this one, you've got music, and that's £12.50 per month. It can be billed annually and monthly. And again, I haven't used this one, but I've heard that there are some very good music tracks on here, and I've heard a lot of people do use this, so I'm sure it's top notch when it comes to music quality and content. Okay, so yeah, there's a few there, and a lot of these, what you can do is most of these, I'm sure you'll be able to create playlists. So what I tend to do is I stick on this type of music in the background when I'm doing some work, and then if I like a particular track, I just add it to a playlist of my choice. And a lot of these will these days be able to, you'll have that function to be able to add music to a playlist. So definitely worth checking that one out as well, just to see if it meets your needs. Now I just wanted to show you a few others. So there's this one here which is called audiojungle.net. Now really the beauty of these other ones are in a way that you can pay subscriptions, whereas this one, I mean, it might be an advantage, but it could be a disadvantage. You're paying quite a lot of money really for just one track. So in this case, you're paying £20, and I'm not exactly sure what the licensing details are with this. It might even be restricted, or it might be that you can use it everywhere. I'm not quite sure at the moment, but as you can see, it's quite a hefty amount just for one track. But again, if you browse through there and you like a particular track and you're not doing much video work, and you think you might be able to use the track again or something like that, this website might be a way to go, because it's not subscription based. So audiojungle.net might well be a good way to go. Next on our list, I thought I'd just show you Pond5, because it's not a very popular one, I would say. It's amongst sort of big content creators. You'd find that the big content creators in video production particularly would be using the first four usually. Particularly Epidemic Sound seems to be very popular among some of the very good video content creators out there on YouTube. But Pond5 is certainly an option. I'll just see if I can find pricing. Yeah, guys, so having looked around for pricing, I was thinking this was a subscription-based one, but it doesn't seem to be. It looks as though you'll be charged per track. It's another one of those websites. So again, it just depends on your needs really. You might find this type of approach is the best way to go. Personally, I like to have a lot of variety and have that at my fingertips ready to go. Now, one that I've just come across literally as I was searching for these websites is commamusic.com, which seems to be another new one on the block. I hadn't heard of this before. It might have been around for ages, but I've just not heard of it. So this seems to offer a variety of subscriptions again, both for individuals and business, so tailored for YouTube, no limits, unmatched quality, things like that. So I'm sure again something worth looking into possibly, but something I've not personally heard of before, but could be good. Now, before we carry on, I wanted to just head up this one and say that I came across this coming website about a year ago. I think it was new in terms of it only just been released, and I thought to myself it's a bit of a risk to take a dive, but I decided to do it. Had a look round, and it's a company called audio.com with two eyes, not one eye, two eyes there. And as you can see, they've been picked up by some large brands, and they basically have quite a lot of variety here. So this is their website. So if you were if you just wanted music, the thing I love about this website is you can pay a one-time fee and get access for a lifetime to high quality music that you can really use and reuse in all your projects. So personally, I took a bit of a leap and I decided to dive into this website. At the time it was at $199 for a one-time fee. They were doing a special sort of introductory welcome sort of discount. So I decided to throw the money at it, and I've not regretted it at all. Some really top-notch tracks on there, stuff that you actually want to play really without, even if you weren't making a video, you'd want to have some of these tracks on your iPod or iPhone. We're in 2020 now, aren't we? So definitely worth checking this out. This is my favourite. As I say, I've not used all of the ones I've just shown you, but the thing about this one that differs from the rest is you can pay that one lifetime fee and get access to a lifetime's worth of high quality music, and they keep updating the library as well. It's not like it stays stagnant. They're continually adding new music, so there's a lot of variety there, a lot of genres which should meet your needs. So if we click browse, you can see there's different playlists here. You can search by mood, genres, as well. So there's some really great options there, really top-notch sounds, and I'd highly recommend sort of looking at that website, I would say personally, over some of these other ones as well. Now, there are advantages to some of these other ones. I believe, well, definitely with Epidemic Sound, what you can do is download individual layers. I think they call it them stems. So if you've got a music track, you obviously have the vocal, you have the guitar, you have the piano, you have the drums, etc, etc. And with Epidemic Sound, what you can do is download all of those stems, all of those layers, and if it will enable you to take the drums out, create your own mix basically of the tune. You can remove the vocals from it if you wanted to, so it's quite powerful from that point of view, and that certainly is well worth doing, particularly if you're in video production and you really want to sort of make a tailored sound. But if you're just starting out, or if you're sort of like a semi-experienced user, then I would say that's not necessarily essential. It depends how keen you are in that department, I guess. But personally, I found that audio.com, or even though you can't sort of break down the stems or break down the layers of the instruments and things and remove one, you can, there's some quality music on there that you can still use, and the beauty of it is if you pay the one-time fee, you've got it for life, and you could go and sign up to something else later down the line if you start to feel like you want to play with the different instruments in a certain track. But I'd highly recommend this website if you're sort of starting out. It's a one-time investment, as I say, and some great quality tracks on there. And I just wanted to show you before we leave, actually, there is another site that I used to use back in the day when I sort of started video editing back in 2010, when I sort of started taking it seriously. There's something called Digital Juice, and this has been a lifesaver actually in a number of occasions. I'm logged in here, but they've got different sort of graphics you can use. So if we just have a quick look at the different types of things. Now, a lot of this stuff is really quite cheesy and dated, and I actually prefer not to use it. But that being said, there's been a number of occasions where it's been a lifesaver. So there's lots of sort of various graphics and visual elements that might be helpful, that you can just sort of drag and drop into your project. So some nice backgrounds there that might be helpful, etc., etc. But it also has music, and this is actually the very first website that I ever started using for royalty-free music, and all this is royalty-free music. They've got tons and tons of music. But that being said, what happened was I was sort of dependent on this all the way up to about a year ago, and then I suddenly thought, you know what, this music is a bit dated now. They don't seem to be refreshing it as well. Like they update their content, but it's still got a bit of a cheesy sort of dated vibe to it. So I was starting to think, I need to just park this now and not use it anymore. But I have to say, even though I've sort of parked it mentally, I come back to it for some, if I get stuck, particularly with like a graphic issue. So say for instance, if I needed an image of a vault, like a bank vault, I can type vault in there, and there's lots of types of things here. So you can preview it and you can see that there's just some visual elements there. So on a number of occasions, although it's got a bit of a cheesy feel to it, that being said, it is very, very useful when it comes to just sort of saving my bacon on occasions. So I generally speaking wouldn't necessarily recommend this, but again, I paid a one-time fee for this back in 2010 or something like that. Well, I think it was 2015 at the time where I paid the one-time fee, and yeah, it's a lifetime fee, and it's saved my bacon on a number of occasions. So just wanted to highlight that. But as I say, quite a cheesy place to go nowadays, unfortunately, it would appear that they haven't kept up with the times. So generally speaking, I wouldn't recommend that, but just wanted to let you in to that little secret really, because it has saved my bacon on a number of occasions. So yeah, hope this video has been helpful, guys. If it has, please do remember to hit the like and the subscribe button, because that would seriously encourage me and spur me on to do more of these types of videos. Thanks ever so much for watching. Keep practicing video, keep doing your best. Just pick up the camera and film, just start editing, play around, have fun with it, enjoy yourself. Take care, guys. Bye for now.